Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your shortcut to getting really well-informed fast. We take your sources, dig through them, and pull out the key insights, the stuff that gives you that aha moment. Today, we're going on a pretty profound journey, actually, looking into some ancient wisdom and deep human experience. Our material is from excerpts of the Ekādasanipāto, which is part of a larger collection called the Therigatha. And that translates basically to Songs of the Elder Nuns.
That's right.
So our mission here is to unpack how really intense suffering, the kind detailed in this ancient text, can paradoxically lead to, well, incredible transformation, liberation even. And we want to understand the principles guiding that.
Yeah, and what's fascinating, I think, is how relevant this ancient stuff feels today. Trying to navigate all the noise, the information overload we all face.
Right.
Finding clarity, making sense of challenges. This wisdom offers real perspective. It's not just about what the text says, but digging into why it matters for us now.
Okay, so let's dive in. Right at the start, these verses highlight something fundamental. The power of good friendship. Kalyamitada, I believe, is the term.
Exactly. The text praises it, calls it out as vital.
So it's seen as crucial for the world, praised by the sage.
And it goes deeper. It says that by associating with good friends, even someone considered, well, a fool can become wise.
Wow, okay, so it's not just about having pals?
Not at all. It extends to surrounding yourself with good people, sapirisa. The idea is this actively grows your wisdom. And, this is the surprising part, it can lead to freedom from all suffering. Sabi pitu kahimucheya.
Freedom from all suffering. That's quite a claim, isn't it?
It is, and it naturally leads to the how. How does this work? Which brings us right to a core framework the text lays out in verse T215.
Ah, the Four Noble Truths.
Precisely. It mentions understanding suffering, dukkhanika, its origin, sambodhaya, its cessation, nirodhanka,
And the Eightfold Path.
atiyachimaga. These are the Four Noble Truths, katari arya sakani. Yep. Think of them as core tenets, a kind of roadmap within this philosophical tradition for getting free from that suffering, that dukkha.
Okay, a roadmap. And to see how someone actually travels that road, we really need to look at the story of Kisāgotamī. Her experience is central here. And the text hits hard from the start. It says, the suffering of being a woman is declared by the guide of men to be tamed. It sets a pretty stark tone.
It really does. And Kisāgotamī's story becomes this incredibly vivid, almost raw illustration of those Four Noble Truths in action. Her journey starts with suffering that is
Right.
almost unimaginable.
Right, tell us about that. The specifics are quite harrowing.
They are. The verses say, while she was going to give birth, she saw my husband dead on the road. Arahant patimatapan.
Oh my goodness.
And then after giving birth, she did not reach my home. Apatasakaka. It just gets worse. For this poor woman, Kapachikaya, 2 sons died and her husband died on the road.
2 sons and her husband.
And then, unimaginably, her mother, father, and brother were burned on one pyre. Matupitaka bataka hihantiakachitakaya. Just complete devastation. Absolutely. The text calls her poor one of a ruined family, Katulana someone who experienced immeasurable suffering, Dukha. There's this incredibly powerful image that her tears have flowed from many thousands of births.
Thousands of births. It paints a picture of almost cosmic levels of pain.
It does. It's trying to convey the sheer scale of it. And the text includes even more challenging details. Things like delicate women cut their throats, eat poisons.
Wow.
Being caught in the midst of child killing. And this particularly graphic line, I saw it in the midst of the charnel ground and also the flesh of sons eaten. Pasete susanamaje ato picoletani putamasani.
That is incredibly difficult imagery. Why include details that graphic?
It seems intentional, to convey the absolute rock bottom, the extremity of her despair, the vastness of the suffering she embodies. It's setting the stage, really, for how profound her transformation has to be.
Okay. So she's depicted as utterly lost. Scorned by all, Sabagarahita, a dead husband, Matatagata,
Yeah.
utterly alone.
Yes, and yet, and this is the crucial turn, she attained the deathless, Amatam Adigachi, right from that absolute pit of suffering.
So the suffering itself becomes the catalyst.
It seems so. It strips everything else away. And from that point, her story shifts. It becomes about her active path towards liberation.
Right. She makes this declaration. The noble Eightfold Path leading to the deathless has been cultivated by me. Pavito me magoaryu arihagi ko maragami. It sounds like she worked for it.
Exactly. It wasn't passive. She cultivated the path. She realized Nibbāna, or Nibbāna Satchikata, and she talks about looking into the mirror of the Dhamma, Dhammadasa apekihan.
The mirror is the Dhamma, like seeing the teachings clearly reflected.
Yeah, indicating a complete understanding and embodiment of that wisdom. She gets it deeply.
And her story wraps up with this incredibly powerful statement, doesn't it? In 223.
It does. She says, I am one who has extracted the dart, put down the burden. What was to be done has been done by me. Arahant amikantasala ohitabarakatame karanya.
Extracted the dart, put down the burden. That's such a strong image of release.
It really is. And the text confirms it, calling her mind well liberated, suvyogdachateta. It's a complete arc, from total desolation to total freedom.
So taking a step back, Kisāgotami's story, I mean, it's ancient, the details are extreme, but there's something deeply universal there, isn't there, about suffering and resilience?
Absolutely. It resonates because while hopefully few experience that level of tragedy, we all experience suffering. We all face loss, pain, confusion. Her journey shows that even from the deepest, darkest, there's a potential path towards understanding and liberation.
And maybe those principles, the good companionship, the Four Noble Truths, the Eightfold Path, they aren't just for ancient nuns. How do they connect to, us today?
Well, think about it. Cultivating good people around you, wise counsel, supportive relationships, isn't that still vital for navigating complexity?
Yeah, definitely. Your own personal information filter, like you said earlier.
Exactly. And the structured approach, understanding suffering, its cause, its end, the path. Can't that framework help us deal with modern anxieties? Information overload, burnout. What are your darts, the things causing you persistent pain or unease? What are the burdens you feel you're carrying?
That's a really good question. Identifying them seems like the first step she took, really.
Precisely. Understanding the nature of the suffering, not just being overwhelmed by it. This deep dive looking at these ancient verses through Kisāgotami's powerful story shows how knowledge like this isn't just historical trivia. It could be genuinely transformative.
Okay, so let's recap briefly. We started with the importance of wisdom through good companionship. Then we dove deep into Kisāgotami's story, her immense suffering as an embodiment of dukkha. And then we saw her follow the path, the Eightfold Path, to ultimate liberation, embodying the cessation of suffering and the realization of Nibbāna.
It's a complete illustration of the core teachings lived out in the most intense way imaginable.
So the final thought for you, listening. Kisāgotami described herself as someone who extracted the dart and put down the burden. Think about that. What does it mean for you to extract your own dart? That specific pain, that recurring issue, that doubt.
And how might really understanding your own suffering, not running from it, but looking at it clearly, maybe like she did, how might that eliminate your own path to feeling, well, truly free? Something to reflect on.